The Greeks have been ridiculously overrated. We've had a classical renaissance simply because Egypt was not known to the people of the 15th and 16th centuries. But do you know what I am looking forward to? I am looking forward to a revival of the art of the Nile. Hours and hours have I sat and contemplated these Egyptian monuments, until I loved all their quiet, dignified lines and their restful majesty. And then I would walk sharply down to where the Greek statues stand, and again I have felt that they were all dancing the hornpipe or the cock-a hoop. How is it that this Terpsichorean art has oppressed us so long? It is scarcely 80 years ago that the Rosetta Stone first gave us the key to Egypt. Let us hope that there is still some chance of an Egyptian Renaissance. I live for it. I long for it. How can we admire and understand even the symbol of King Khafre's social organization, the pyramid, when we know and love only the level plane? The pyramid, which in its form embodies all the highest qualities of great art and all the highest principles of a healthy society, is the greatest artistic achievement that has been discovered hitherto. This symbolic wedlock of art and sociology still stands, with all its 6,000 years of age, on the threshold of the desert. That is to say, on the threshold of chaos and disorder, where none but the wind attempts to shape and to form, and reminds us of a master will that once existed and set its eternal stamp upon the face of the world in Egypt, so that posterity might learn whether mankind has risen or declined. In its synthesis of the three main canons, simplicity, repetition, and variety, nothing has ever excelled it. In its mystic utterance are the conditions of the ideal state, in which every member takes his place and ultimately succeeds in holding highest man uppermost and nearest the sun. It is unparalleled in history, and in a sacred revelation that man can attain to some height if he chooses, that he can believe in man the God, man the Hierophant, and man the prophet, if he chooses, and that he can be noble, happy, lasting, and powerful in so doing. In this treble advocacy of these sublime ideals, the pyramid and the Egyptians who created it stand absolutely alone in the history of the world. The best in Greece was borrowed from them. The best we still possess is perhaps but a faint afterglow of their setting sun, and the cold and unfamiliar tone in which their art seems to appeal to modern men ought to prove to us how remote, how incalculably far off they are from our insignificant age of progress and advancement, of feebleness and mediocrity, and of hopeless errors. Only a romantic idealist would have the sentimental fanaticism to preach an Egyptian Renaissance. I wish to do nothing of the sort. I know too well to what an extent the art of Egypt was a product of a people reared by a definite set of inviolable values to hope to transplant it with any chance of success onto a democratic and anarchical soil. What I do wish to advocate, however, is that when you think of the best in art, your mind should go back to the severe and vigorous culture of Egypt, and not to that of any other country.